Everything went into a sort of surreal slow motion. Lacey slammed on the brakes, jerking the wheel. The light dusting of snow sent the wheels into a spin. No, not the wheels, the whole car. The world blurred. I didn't know if Lacey was screaming or if I was. There was a sickening crunch of metal, then a shattering of glass. Pieces hit my face, slicing my skin. My side burned as if I were being stabbed with hot metal. The pain stole all the air from my lungs. I squeezed my eyes closed, willing my breath to return, and silently crying out for anyone or anything that would listen. I gasped, the air filling my lungs again. "Lace," I croaked. The only response was the hissing of our engine. "Lacey?" I tried to turn myself to get a view of her, but I was stuck. "Rowan?" She wheezed. "I'm here." I stretched a hand over, finding hers. Lacey's hand was slick. Was that blood? I hooked a finger in her bracelet as if that could keep us tethered, no matter what. My vision blurred again, and I swore I could feel my heartbeat reverberating through my whole body. "Can you reach your phone?" I don't know. It was in the cup holder." I tried to reach my purse and cried out in pain. Lacey sucked in a sharp breath and began to cough. Violent, racking coughs that felt as if they rocked the car. "Are you okay? What's happening?" She kept coughing and wheezing. It sounded wet, but I couldn't see, couldn't move. I stretched farther, trying to get to my purse. Tears streamed down my face as my side felt as if it were being ripped open. Then everything went quiet. No more coughing. Only the hissing of the car and the blinding pain in my side. "Lacey," I whispered. There was no answer. I shook her hand. "Lace, wake up." Nothing. The tears came faster, harder. I pushed my body farther, praying that I could just reach my phone. If I could get help, it would all be okay. Instead, my vision tunneled, and there was nothing but black. Chapter 1. I curled my knees up to my chest, leaning my head against the wall as I stared out the window. I'd wanted a window seat for as long as I could remember. A cozy little nest where I could watch the world. Now I'd do anything to give it back. The price of the tufted cushion and pretty view were too high. My fingers tangled in the threads of my bracelets as I stared at the rose gold beads. There were two now. Two because the owner of the other no longer walked this earth. My heart squeezed. That same familiar pang that had punctuated so much of the past 6 months. Sometimes the pain came out of nowhere, as if it could sense that just for a split second I'd forgotten my sister was gone. Other times it was a steady beat in my chest, a constant reminder that because of me she'd never sing off-key while driving down country roads again. I sucked in a breath, but the air felt like it was made of razor blades. That was the thing about grief. It made everything a million times harder. Everyone dealt with that burden differently. My father wanted to forget. I think if my mom would have let him, he would have put every photo of Lacey into boxes in storage. He didn't have that option, so instead he'd moved us across the country, from a suburb outside of Baltimore to the middle of nowhere, Washington. He'd traded the job he'd had for as long as I could remember at a small local accounting firm for a new one at a sleek firm in Seattle. He'd started dressing differently, got a haircut that looked like it could be found in GQ magazine, instead of the same slightly shaggy one he'd had all my life. It was as if he were making himself into an entirely different person. One who hadn't had a daughter named Lacey. I swallowed against the burn creeping up my throat. He barely remembered he had a daughter named Rowan either. We'd been here